Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is FARHAH Natasya binti Hushin. I'm from group KB82495C. Today I would like to present about a Petronas background and also a result and discussion that we get from this study. Okay, we will proceed about the background of Petronas. Petroleum Nasional Berhad, or known as a Petronas, as a custodian of Malaysian national oil and gas resources. Petronas was established in 17 August in a year 1974. Petronas' motto was explore, produce and delivery energy to meet society needs. And Petronas' highest achievement was categorized in top 500, ranked among the largest corporations in 14 global. And also Petronas profile include of fuel, lubricant and also petrochemical products. Petronas, which is a wholly owned by the government, it is the corporation which is invested with the entire oil and gas resources in Malaysia, as is entrusted with the responsibility of developing and adding value to these resources. Petronas explore, produce and deliver energy to meet society needs. There also was a global energy and solutions company. Petronas also seek opportunities in energy investment, both in hydrocarbon and renewable across the globe, and maximize value through their integrated business model. Petronas portfolio include conventional and unconventional resources, as well as a diverse range of fuel, lubricant and petrochemical products. This is further strengthened with a successfully product delivery track record. Customers are at the heart of everything that they do, and the business are anchored on meeting their needs. Petronas technology is their differentiation and the key to ensuring excellence in their offers, such as energy, product and solution, as well as unlocking new business frontier. Sustainability is at the core of everything that they do, as we believe harnessing the good in energy to add quality to everyday life. Petronas believe in progressing with their partner in addressing the evolving need in today's changing energy landscape. Business that Petronas running are one to fulfill the needs and demand from customers, and also they are urged to strive to pursue a new solution, unlock potential and add value to oil and gas resources. Petronas' goal is to make a difference in meeting energy needs. Thus, they explore, produce and develop oil and gas resources in Malaysia and abroad to deliver long-term value to all stakeholders. With onshore prospects in Canada, exploration in South America, and deepwater drilling in Brunei, Petronas are venturing into a broad portfolio of reserve and play types, applying innovative technology and developing niche technical solutions to maximize their hydrocarbon potential. Petronas also consistently demonstrate that they are good partners with host government and other oil companies in monetizing oil and gas resources. Through decades of growth, they have built the knowledge and the experience to deliver world-class projects and some of the world's first across the integrated oil and gas value chain. Petronas are fully integrated and multinational oil and gas company with a global track record of successful onshore and offshore development from wellhead to delivery. Petronas' unique operating model as an operator and regulator is proven via the astute management and sustainable development of Malaysian oil and gas resources. Petronas have explored some of the world's most challenging terrains to secure new reserves. They venture into deep water exploration and enter into highly complex reservoir and wells with high carbon dioxide content to boost yield. They also maximize recovery from discovered fields through enhanced oil recovery (EOR) efforts. Petronas are bringing these capabilities to the field as we continue growing our portfolio of high-value resources, pursuing value-driven growth across focused geographies and high-potential oil basins. Petronas have gained unique skill and proficiency in nation building. At this, and together with their technical and operational competencies, have allowed it to be increasingly accepted as a preferred strategic partner by international companies and the congregation countries where Petronas operate. This is really suggests that Petronas is realizing their vision to become a leading oil and gas multinational of choice. Petronas has transformed from a domestic-based national oil company into a full integrated oil and gas multinational corporation, and as a corporation, it has experienced significant milestones. Okay, we will proceed to Petronas logo. In 2013, Petronas introduced a refreshed version of its corporate logo at the 2013 Asia Oil and Gas Conference. A renewed look and feel has been incorporated to the original Petronas oil drop logo to reflect the visual expression of Petronas Group positioning, reimagining energy. The refreshed logo was part of a group-wide exercise to further strengthen the visual potential of Petronas corporate icon by making it more contemporary while building on the existing equity and legacy of the Petronas brand. The refreshed version is Petronas' third generation logo. The original Petronas logo was developed in 1974 when Petronas was first incorporated. The basic structure comprised an oil drop features and symbol P that convey its core business in oil and gas and dynamism of the company. At the center of the oil drop is a solid circle that symbolizes the complete cycle or value chain of the oil and gas industry. Meanwhile, the familiar Petronas emerald green represents the seas and land where oil and gas originated. The refreshed logos softer curves have been added to the oil drop, which depicts a continuous flow that symbolizes Petronas' drive for progress and challenging spirit in meeting the energy demands and expectations of its stakeholders. The Petronas name has been repositioned below the oil drop and the font has been sharpened to enhance visibility and give prominence to the oil drop in the logo.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. For the I will explain about the literature review between the correlation between the dependent variable and the independent variable. So as everyone know, the fact about the petroleum or classified as the oil can be determined of the major factor bring the impact and the consequences to the economy, including Malaysia itself. So this literature review, we will be discuss about the analysis about the famous or major main company who manage the resource of the fuel and petroleum. So okay, for the resource allocation, according to the Petroleum Nasional Berhad, said that they expand their exploration and production capabilities and earn reputable operatorship the world over, the running more 260 producing field with over 381 offshore platform today. So due to that, it was influenced by the influence to the full price, because the resource allocation to achieve the goal, they have the resource of the gas for a long period of time. So next, with a broad portfolio of the resource and play type, they operate as a fully integrated business with the advantage of niche expertise across the oil and gas value chain. Okay, next is a political event. As we know, in the past year, in 2019, almost 2 years passed, 2018, an unprecedented case of corruption, misappropriation of government and institutional funds, money laundering, and misuse of foundation funds have been splashed across the local newspaper and the mass media. So, due to the corruption in Malaysia, due to the uh, due to the political event to the company Petronas, the unreasonable of the political individuals or politicals of the group of people was appetite to the rich, and many corruption or misleading money was happen, and due to that, the full of price of the in the Petronas company has not stable, and we know the Malaysia is the most main raw producing the oil and gas, but the full of price still not reasonable and high, because the appetite of the political individuals who has not satisfied of who have not satisfied their rich and want it and want it more, and due to that, many and due to the mis of hands from the politic, the price of food get not drop but increase, and it happens to hard for the citizens to 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 continue of their life. So, and third, for sustainable for environment, according to Petronas, they continue to enhance the agriculture by instilling strong operational discipline and compliance with the Petronas standard. So they Petronas, they strongly to maintain environment, to keep the head of care of the environment, uh, to keep the maintenance the environment with a good quality. So the cost of reduction and less the and 2.0 and industry-wide long-term collaboration across upstream sector was initiated to optimize cost, increase efficiency, and drive innovation. So the alliance achieved a cost saving almost 2.4 billion ringgit in its first implementation year. Due to this fact, fuel price will be high because the capabilities of Petronas remove of remains of untreated contaminants and the technology to handle the petroleum. Uh, information additional, Petronas have a many have uh, have get awards for sustainable environment. So lastly, Petronas also have a facility compulsory refineries, and they have a gas infrastructure and activities involving gas processing and activities around gas transmission, regasification. Due to that, they have a demand price of the fuel and influenced by the price of the world. So, however, in the FY 2009, when Brent average fell almost 6.73 billion USD per year on year to 64.31 billion, and average benchmark Henry Hub natural gas price were lower by 60 cents. So due to the pandemic, it was short to them. So the demand of the price of the oil was the lowest, and they have um, the problem of issue in the management to face the issues. That's all for literature review. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, next we will proceed to result and discussion. As a result, this study set out to investigate the changes in a fuel price according to dependent variables, which are resources allocation in finance, political stability and sustainable environment. The following discussion will focus on application of dependent variable on the changes of fuel price. The suitable method to record and measure Petronas resources allocation of financial as an independent variable is a space metric through the intersection point. And as the discussion, Petronas has major competitive advantage in a high growth industry. Petronas was a main oil and gas company at Malaysia, and the price of fuel and gas overall depending on world price, but there are other factors that might be the reason of changes. Through figure 1.0 in our study, resulting that Petronas are given and receiving a great competitors in the industry itself. Customer loyalty are gained through based on their experience and also knowledge or reading. The perception to the company given by the customer should be really important as it will give impact to the company profit.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am NURWARDAH binti KAMARUL HISHAM. So for today, I would like to talk about methodology. So in this section, we will discuss about the SWOT analysis, or we call it SWOT matrix of the Petronas company. So this SWOT analysis is a framework used to analyze a company's competitive position in a business environment. So this can be used to identify their internal strengths and their weaknesses, and also used to identify the opportunities and the threats. So they need to maintain their position as Petronas is one of the leading companies in the industry. Thus, Petronas is carefully reviewing its SWOT analysis and using it to make strategic decisions. So now, let's look at on the table shown here. Okay, first and foremost, let's find out their strengths. So, in terms of distribution and reach, Petronas has a large number of stores in almost every state, and it is based on the strong distribution network that makes its product readily available to many customers in a timely manner. Okay, next is the cost structure. So Petronas' low-cost design allows the company to sell cheap and produce low-cost products, making it affordable to consumers. For example, for the fixed cost, the cost of regulatory compliance will not vary much with the level of production. So this company may have workers with long-term contracts such as company offices or consulting geologists who help them find oil to constantly operate to satisfy their customers' demands and needs. So on top of that, we have the financial position. So Petronas also has a steady income over the past 5 years, which makes the company is in a strong position. So as a result, the company has made an overall managerial profit for future investment. Lastly, um, Petronas has also invested heavily in employee training, resulting in many skilled and ambitious employees. Now let's move on to the weaknesses of the Petronas. So first, in the matter of rented property, a significant portion of Petronas property is rented than bought. By adding those costs, they need to pay more on the rental. Other than that, while Petronas spend more than the industry average on research and development, they spend less than some industry players who have benefited greatly from their innovative products. So they need to improve on R&D as it will reduce cost and efficiency can be increased. Besides, Petronas also has a high employee turnover rates. This can make their expenses increases. Why? Because the new employees need a training and they need to pay more on training development. Next is cash flow problems. So Petronas does not have a proper cash flow plan, which creates some situations where getting an unsecured loan requires excessive cash flow. Thirdly, let's now find out the opportunities of the Petronas. Now let's get back to the slides. So the first one is internet. So the internet users is increasing all over the world. This means the Petronas has the opportunity to expand its online presence. They can interact with customers who use the internet. Most of us using internet as it is like one of the facilities that we truly need, especially during this outbreak of COVID-19. So this company can use this opportunity to get the loyalty of their customers. So in connection with social media. Social, the number of social media users is increasing also day by day. Three social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have the most monthly active users. Petronas may use social media to promote its products and to get feedbacks. Apart from that, products, the household income. So median household income has risen, and consumer spending also risen after the recession. And this will lead to growth in Petronas' target market with new customers being attracted to the business. Fourthly, the threats of the company. So one of the threats is the increasing competition. Competition in industries intensified, putting pressure on prices. As a result, losses can be reduced if adjustments are made for changes in value or if there is no split or no effect on a stock's price. Aside from that, the exchange rates fluctuate, affecting companies like Petronas that sell internationally while their suppliers are local. We need to know what happens if there is fluctuation. The expenses also may increase due to this. For example, Cash flow from operating activities rose by 64% from 9.7 billion in the first quarter of 2016 to 15.9 billion. Besides the political events and crisis, this is the worst cases because political uncertainties in the country will discourage the growth of business, sometimes affecting productivity and incurring unnecessary costs for the company. Additionally, the fuel price. Due to the rise in fuel prices, the input cost of Petronas has also increased. So, in conclusion, uh, the SWOT analysis is widely used as a strategic planning tool, but has some limitations. Some skills or aspects of the organization may have strengths and weaknesses at the same time. For example, a large number of outlets can be a strength in a growing economy, uh, or a weakness if the company is going through a recession. Last but not least, SWOT analysis can be used as a way to gather information from a variety of perspectives, using results to match strategies by matching outcomes or converting threats to strengths and weaknesses in opportunities. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I will continue about the conclusion. So, the conclusion for the Petronas company, we can sum up this study state that the price of the food of the Petronas company was just not determined by the price of the food of the world, but also influenced by any factors who will bring the negative impact and also bring the positive impact to the economic Malaysia. So the price of the food is not relate to the just not relate to the world, the price of the full world, but also it was relates to and influenced by the any factors such as the political event, um, the corruption, the government of policies, the sustainability of environment, and many others. And this study also sum up many conclusions that the strategy management of Petronas and how them to handle the problems to achieve the goal and having many and we cannot deny that Petronas have the many capability to ensure the results and fulfill the demand of customer in a lot of period of time because they have a supremacy of the technologies to handle the gas and the petroleum to and as we know, their petroleum and gas was the best quality of the world. That's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.